Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Gareth Bale to Manchester United is the big Manchester United transfer story tonight. I'm here to tell you the reasons why I don't think Gareth Bale to Manchester United can happen, and then you can determine for yourself whether you think it's realistic. It's coming from the Telegraph is the one that I would really go with. James Duck is somebody I follow on Twitter, and you know, he's not always right, he's not always wrong either. Some people think he's good, some people think he's bad. But essentially it comes from what Zidane has said today, and these are factual words that have come from Zidane's mouth, which is always better than a paper headline. And he's basically said, who knows what will happen in the future, but anything is possible when asked about Gareth Bale specifically. Real Madrid want to sign Mbappe. If they sign Mbappe, they've got Bale, they've got Ronaldo, they've got Isco, they've got Benzema. I think that's fine for a team of Real Madrid's size and quality. Of course it is. But would Bale want to come to Manchester United is one thing. Would I welcome him at Manchester United first of all? Look, 28 years of age. Let's look at the facts. Let's look at the facts around Gareth Bale. Premier League proven, one of the best players in the world. Of course, and I think Manchester United need another star to play with Pogba, so he'd be perfect for me. I would be a massive fan of Bale signing for United, but I do know that there are a lot of United fans who are, you know, they don't really want him. I think the injury record's a bit of a myth. It's not that bad, and I think in relation to the Premier League, he'd be a revelation, and he'd be perfect for Manchester United, who wanted him for years. We wanted him when he went to Real Madrid. I think we tried to get him when he went to Spurs from Southampton. So certainly a player that United know a lot about, and I just don't. I'm trying to believe that it could happen, but the story from Manchester United is this. They don't have an appetite to spend big on anybody this summer. They've refused to get involved in the Neymar and PSG thing, even though Neymar's representatives invited Manchester United to get involved. And of course, that may be because he wanted to come to United. It may also be because they wanted to boost the price up. We refused to get involved in the Alexis Sanchez rumours to Manchester City, so we're not in for him. And in relation to Bale, the story is that, well, Bale probably doesn't want to leave Real Madrid, but that's sort of kind of irrelevant in relation to Bale leaving Real Madrid, because if Real Madrid don't want a player, Bale will have to leave Real Madrid because he won't want to sit on the bench. So what Bale wants could change next week, in the next hour, if Real Madrid say what they want to get rid of him. But Shuri Curry, who is the Real Madrid fan, has made a contribution. He says, keep dreaming. If you get Bale, we will get someone better. He's a Real Madrid fan. So yeah, so the Bale deal isn't really dependent on what he wants. I'm sure he wants to stay at Real Madrid. Why wouldn't he? He's won back-to-back Champions League. Nice lifestyle. Why would he want to leave Real Madrid? But if Real Madrid say to him, look, we sort of want to get rid of you, he might want to look elsewhere. Where do you look out? Where else do you look from Real Madrid? There's only one club really. You're not going to go to Barcelona. It's got to be Manchester United, and he is British as well. But then that's where the stumbling block becomes. If Bale becomes available, much the same way that Neymar's become available, much the same way Alexis Sanchez is available, Manchester United probably won't be in for Bale, because there's not an appetite from Manchester United to spend big on anybody this summer. They don't want, well, Mourinho probably does, but the owners don't want to spend big on a superstar this summer. Matic and Perisic will probably be the players that we bring in, and Bale is unlikely. Personally, I just don't believe it, because I don't believe it. If anyone remembers that comedy, One Foot in the Grave. But I don't believe it because I look at that Morata deal that Mourinho so clearly wanted to do and had to walk away from because Real Madrid were playing silly beggars. What makes anybody, and I've been saying this for weeks and weeks and weeks now, what makes anybody think that we can get Gareth Bale? What makes anybody think we can get any player from Real Madrid? They don't want to deal with us. They want our goalkeeper, and they want to mess us around. The only way this could happen is if Real Madrid want rid of Bale because they're going to bring other players in, and they want to get Bale sort of out of the squad, in which case then he's a Real Madrid reject, but Gareth Bale's one of the best players in the world, so I wouldn't turn my nose up at him. So I think the cynic in me says there's definitely unrest. Unrest's the wrong word. It's definitely Manchester United fans. You can sort of gauge it when you do something like the United Stand, and I'm sure you lot can gauge it off things like Twitter and Facebook. You can tell when it's hot. You can tell when there's a lot of interest from United fans. You can tell when we're going through a quiet period. It's like the international break during the season. Everyone disappears for 2 weeks. And it feels like that today after the Barcelona game, and all day today it's been very quiet around social media, and Manchester United fans, it's took a dive which you wouldn't normally expect. Well, Manchester United Football Club, they'll be fully aware of that. That's their bread and butter. That's their business. And I just wonder, the cynic in me, how do you spike? How do you get that interest back? I know, Gareth Bale to Manchester United. That'll do it. And I just feel that maybe, and this has happened many times in the past, a rumour goes out, it will help the papers, it'll help the press, and it'll help get United fans back interested again, because I think we're a little bit disillusioned by this transfer window. So a little bit of Bale, like a little bit of Ronaldo a few weeks ago, spikes that interest. So I'll be stunned if anything happens in relation to Gareth Bale to Manchester United. I'd be very, very, very happy. I don't know what you lot think, but I would really, really welcome him to Manchester United. I think he's a top talent. I'd have no issue with that. And I think, I look at our squad now, we probably wouldn't get Perisic anymore, which, you know, so what if you've got Gareth Bale? And he'd fit in perfectly well. But I just don't know. The interesting thing is, if Real Madrid do decide to get rid of him, who would go and sign him? Because maybe Manchester City would fancy him. I don't know. But we should be top of the list for him. We really should. But I don't think he'll leave. I really don't. Legendary _ Bale's not leaving. Jay Hudson says, do you think this is coming from the Bale and Mourinho hug? Well, the Bale and Mourinho hug was Mourinho. That would make you think that Bale's not going to come. This was from the Real Madrid game at the weekend, where Mourinho hugged Bale and basically said, you never answer my calls, and Bale answered it with an awkward laugh. This is probably coming from Zidane's comments. It's probably coming from the fact that Mbappe's deal is is starting to gather momentum, and Real Madrid certainly won't want to get beaten by Manchester City. How much would he cost, says Spalcos66? A very good question, of which, get commenting, let us know what you think. I think he'd probably cost about 80 million. But it could be more. Who knows in today's market? I think the interesting thing is, though, regardless of Bale, what we need to prepare ourselves as Manchester United fans is that Neymar's going to probably go to PSG. Alexis Sanchez is probably going to go to Manchester City. Chelsea are more than likely going to sign somebody else decent as well. Oh, I'm getting tired. And we're just not. At the moment, it doesn't look like we're going to do it. And that puts a lot of pressure on our manager. And it puts a lot of pressure on our current squad. I mean, Mourinho said this himself. He said you can set up your team to a certain way to counter-attack, and beat teams with superior players in it. But you can't do it over a number of games, because that quality will out. And he was talking about this last night. He was talking about Neymar. It wasn't to do with like whether our signings. It was to do with Neymar, Suarez and Messi, and how they are on another level, and we did okay against them last night, but ultimately they did score. So Mourinho will be fully aware that if we go into this season and there's a couple of teams in the league who've bought better than we have, then over a season, I think even he would admit he'd expect us not to come out on top. Doesn't mean that we can't do, but I just think it's the shame for Manchester United this summer has been the fact that we couldn't get Griezmann done. Josh Hayes says Bale's injury problems aren't a myth. Go to transfer market, look at all his injuries. He's too big a risk for the money we'd have to pay. Alexis would be better. We're not getting Alexis Sanchez, Josh. We've got more chance of getting Bale. We won't be getting Alexis Sanchez. Arsenal are a weird club. I think they would let him go to Manchester City, but they wouldn't let him go to us, which is, I suppose, we should take as a mark of respect, really. Nathaniel Jar Jar says Bale isn't coming. Why go live on this? It's clickbait, and you ruin your credibility this summer. Love the channel still. No, I disagree with that. It's certainly not clickbait, because it's been mentioned all over a number of press outlets, and Zidane sort of dropped that hint today. So I've got no issue talking about it. You know, we're a Manchester United fan channel. We don't have policy guidelines on what we go live and what we don't. We go live based on the fact that we want to talk to you lot. So I've got no issue with that, talking about it. And as you can see from what I've said, I'm not convinced. I think it's more likely to be a leak from Manchester United or Real Madrid to sort of gain a bit of interest. And as Catalan Nushu says, it would cost us De Gea for sure. But George Kyle says he would win us the league if he stayed fit. And did you do the second shirt giveaway already? I thought you were going to do it last night, says Mohammed Panda. No, we haven't done that yet. We will do it, don't worry. The first shirt's gone. The winner has been notified. We're just waiting for them to confirm, and then we can announce it. And so, yeah, it's very, very interesting in relation to Gareth Bale and what might happen. But I do have to stay with what my prediction was, is that we will sign Perisic and Matic, and that will have to be enough for us. Did you do... Oh, stop asking the same question. And if this not... Oh, God, what? Centurion Games says, I think Bale will join so that Real Madrid can pay for Mbappe if they are bidding 180 million. I suppose that is the big issue, isn't it? How much it would take to get Mbappe? It could be about 130 million pounds. Real Madrid should have the money, but maybe they would, wouldn't want to justify having so many players. I don't know. If we get Matic and Bale, we can win the Premier League and challenge for the Champions League, says Joshua Garson. I'd still have concerns about Matic, to be honest. And Bale would win as the league, says Jeten Boutia. And Mourinho is playing slow midfield because he wants to show our weaknesses to our owners, says Mohammed. And the Red Devil 117 says, is the Neymar rumour all gone, or is there a chance, Mark? I think for anybody who watched the Barcelona game last night and the interaction between Mourinho and Neymar and Neymar and Pogba, that was abundantly clear. We've made no contact with him about a deal. It was all very friendly and how are you? There was no familiarity there, as if there was a deal going to be done. Manchester United aren't in for Neymar. Manchester United haven't got an appetite to go and spend £200 million on a player. We're not in for Neymar, whether we should be or not. It'd be a fantastic signing to sign Neymar, but then if he's going to PSG, I've always felt Neymar's a bit of a mercenary anyway. Some Brazilian players are. That's why they go to China, and that's why they've gone to like the Qatar and stuff in their prime. And look at what's his name. He was at Chelsea. A couple of them went, but the one who springs to my mind, Oscar. Mid-20s, and he's gone to play in China. Ramirez did it as well. It's real mercenary, and I think I've got nothing against Brazilians. Some of the best footballers the world have created. But why would Neymar want to go and play for a pub league other than to earn a load of money at PSG? It's weird why you'd leave Barcelona to go and do that. Really, really weird. But I think it's a bit mercenary. So maybe he wouldn't be right for Manchester United anyway. But we're certainly not going to be going in for him. We won't get Alexis Sanchez either. And in conclusion, I don't really think we'll get Bale. I'd love to be proved wrong. The one thing I would say is what I've been saying to you all summer. There's been a lot of talk about Bale all summer. And I know that we always do get linked to him, but it's been quite consistent. The reality is, though, and you roll the dice, you take your choice. If Bale did come to Manchester United, it would be because Real Madrid don't want him anymore. Do you have a problem with that? It's a bit like Matic from Chelsea. Chelsea don't want him anymore. We're going to take Matic. Should we be taking second-hand players that players don't want? I suppose when you're talking about Bale, it's a bit different. He's one of the top 5 players in the world. Matic, I don't think he's that great. But Mark, do you hate me because of Real Madrid? I don't hate Real Madrid fans per se. I just don't like Real Madrid. When's the next Skype, Mark Goldbridge? Says L14588HJ. That's next Monday, mate, at 8:30. Although we have the Saturday Night Live show, which is very interactive as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to give you all an opportunity to get involved in the comments below about this Gareth Bale thing. I know a lot of you sort of moan about us reacting to this. I don't really know what you're moaning about. I don't really understand what you're getting at. We're not the BBC. We're not Sky Sports. We're an independent fan channel. And sometimes there's an urge to go live to just talk about it and actually give your opinion of what a load of nonsense you think it is. And I think that's basically what we've done here. I don't think there's anything in it. I think the first step would have to be... I broke my headphone, don't worry, that's why I'm looking down. The first step would be, will Real Madrid sign Mbappe? The second step then is, will Real Madrid move somebody on? And in which case, if Man City want Mbappe, why would they not then want Bale? You know what I mean? Bale's always been linked to Manchester United, and he would be a good fit for us. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't even think from Mourinho's body language it looks like it's going to happen. Mourinho looks like a man who knows he's going to get Matic and is hoping he might get Perisic as well. It certainly doesn't look like a man who's expecting to get Gareth Bale. A top, you know, would be the signing of the summer in many ways. So yeah, it doesn't feel like that's going to happen as far as I'm concerned. But get commenting. Don't forget to drop us a like and support the channel. That would be appreciated. Lots of people disliking at the moment, so if you enjoy the channel, support it and drop a like on it. And also, if you didn't see the video from earlier, it is well worth a watch. I mean, if you don't like me, it's definitely worth a watch. But it was a bit of an awkward moment. About 10 minutes in, we were doing Skype Goldbridge earlier, and somebody decided to be a bit abusive towards me. So it's well worth a watch if you like those sort of blooper moments. And make sure you watch the last 5 minutes as well, because there's an opportunity to get involved with the United Stand, a paid opportunity. So tonight's video from earlier on is well worth a watch. Around 10 minutes in for the cringe moment, and then the last 10 minutes for the other bit. Tyrone Williams says it was priceless. Thanks everybody for watching. Support the channel, keep getting involved, ignore the haters and the dislikers, and as John Epstein says, it's a fan channel. He's addressing items. I don't see the issue. He's not saying Bale is going to sign tomorrow. Thanks, John. I mean, some people just seem to think that I'm saying Bale's going to sign. I haven't said that. I haven't said it all summer. So we're not going to stop doing what we're doing. So if you don't like it, don't watch it, and leave everybody else who does enjoy it in this fantastic community we've got to crack on. Or keep spreading your hate, and one by one we will root you out and block you. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll speak to you all very soon. In fact, we'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm already prepping for tomorrow's morning show anyway, and then I'm going to get some sleep. But a good couple of targets to talk about tomorrow. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all soon.